In a sport where knockouts steal the headlines, one man built his legacy differently, through pure domination. Antonio Mckee wasn't just an elite fighter. He became one of the most respected minds in MMA, coaching some of the biggest names in the sport. This is the story of a man who survived the streets, conquered the cage, and built champions. Before Antonio Mckee was an elite wrestler or MMA veteran, he was just a kid trying to survive in the streets of Long Beach, California. Born in 1970, his early years were filled with violence, instability, and poverty. Raised by a single mother and surrounded by gang activity, Mckee had two choices: fall into the streets or fight his way out. Wrestling became his escape. It gave him structure, discipline, and a purpose. But life wasn't easy. By his teenage years, Mckee was homeless, sleeping on benches, and hustling to survive. While most kids worried about school, Mckee was fighting just to make it to the next day. Despite the chaos in his life, Mckee excelled in wrestling. He became a California state champion and earned a reputation as an unstoppable grappler. But the streets kept calling. Violence, trouble, and close calls with the law nearly derailed him. Mckee's reputation as an elite wrestler put him in training rooms with some of the biggest legends in MMA. One of the most legendary sparring sessions involved him going toe-to-toe with Rampage Jackson, Tito Ortiz, and Randy Couture. Rampage Jackson spoke on this on the Jackson podcast, which is objectively the best MMA podcast, and you cannot argue otherwise, so don't even try. Rampage described the training session as a round-robin format in which Antonio Mckee out-wrestled Randy, Tito, and Rampage himself. Now you have to put this into context. All three of these men have wrestling credentials. On top of that, Antonio Mckee was a lightweight, while all three of these men fought at light heavyweight, with Randy fighting at heavyweight for a significant portion of his career as well. Randy also was the most credentialed wrestler of the group. However, according to Rampage himself, none of that mattered because Antonio Mckee absolutely dominated them. Or as Rampage eloquently put it, quote, "He kicked all our asses," end quote. Between 2003 and 2011, Mckee went on a 14-fight unbeaten streak. He won the Maximum Fighting Championship lightweight title and was one of the toughest fighters outside the UFC. But promoters weren't interested in a fighter who's made opponents look bad. They wanted blood and knockouts. Promoters didn't care about his dominant win streak, how few strikes he absorbed, or how he neutralized top fighters. Antonio Mckee's relentless pursuit of excellence led him to the pinnacle of mixed martial arts, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. On January 1st, 2011, at UFC 125 Resolution, Mckee made his octagon debut against Jacob Volkman. The bout was a closely contested battle, showcasing Mckee's grappling prowess and determination. After 3 hard-fought rounds, the judges rendered a split decision in favor of Volkman. He never fought for the UFC again. Apparently, 40 is not the best age to debut in the best MMA organization in the world. At least not in the modern era. Beyond his individual endeavors, Antonio Mckee shares a profound bond with his son, AJ Mckee, both in life and in the cage. The unique father-son duo made history by competing on the same fight card, a rare and heartwarming event in mixed martial arts. Their joint appearance not only highlighted their personal connection, but also underscored the deep-rooted family ties within the sport. The occurrence draws parallels to other sports where fathers and sons have shared the professional stage. In Major League Baseball, Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. famously played together for the Seattle Mariners, even hitting back-to-back home runs in a game symbolizing a seamless blend of generations. Similarly, in the National Hockey League, legend Gordie Howe skated alongside his sons, Mark and Marty Howe, for the Hartford Whalers, exemplifying family legacy in professional sports. Antonio Mckee's commitment to his son's development extended beyond traditional coaching. Recognizing AJ's unique learning needs, Antonio invested in personalized education, ensuring AJ received tailored instruction that paralleled his multifaceted training regimen. This holistic approach fostered AJ's growth both intellectually and athletically, contributing to his emergence as a well-rounded fighter. Under his father's tutelage, AJ Mckee has evolved into a dynamic and versatile fighter, known for his unorthodox techniques and ability to adapt in the cage. Antonio's emphasis on a comprehensive fighting style, integrating striking, grappling, and strategic acumen, has been instrumental in AJ's ascent in the mixed martial arts world. Antonio Mckee always emphasized the importance of not getting hit. The way he groomed and trained AJ was to ensure he didn't take unnecessary punishment, allowing him to have a longer and healthier career. The Mckee's journey exemplifies the profound impact of dedicated mentorship and the enduring legacy of family in sports, where passion and commitment are passed down, creating moments of inspiration and unity. Antonio Mckee may not have had a long UFC career, but his influence on the fight game is legendary. He proved that dominance is an art, that wrestling is a foundation of greatness, and most importantly, he gave his son the ability to surpass him and become a great champion, which is every father's goal. What do you guys think about Antonio Mckee's impact on MMA? Should he have had a longer UFC career? Do you think the MMA world gives him the flowers he deserves? And do you think he will create another star like AJ Mckee? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more of the greatest stories in MMA history.